Well, hello, DirtFish friends. Rally Croatia is done and dusted. What a Sunday we have had here. Once again, the WRC has delivered a breathtaking, David, final stage. It was nail-biting, it was breathtaking, it was sensational.
It was quite unbelievable, wasn't it? I just started to write my report for DirtFish with the opening line of what next? What on earth is the World Rally Championship going to deliver next? I mean, just incredible to see Ogier have that moment, that little wiggle in the middle of the stage. He dropped the second, then he just thought, this is it. Elvin is going to win, and then last corner, just up on the bank on the outside, incredible. And you could see when Elvin arrived at the finish, he didn't need to say anything, did he?
He knew.
In his eyes, you could see how much that hurt.
Yeah.
But totally, 100%. You and I have watched Sébastien Ogier since 2008. I don't think we've missed a round of the championship that he's competed on. The pressure that guy's been under today, and he's put all of that to one side, and he's driven a damaged car. Regardless of how it's been damaged, he's driven a damaged car faster than anybody down that bit of road. Sensational.
His ability to focus on the job in hand is quite incredible. He can put aside anything else and focus on what needs to be done. But you have to say, David, that Evans had it in that last stage. It looked as if it was going to be remarkably close. I think there was 3.6 seconds going into the stage, wasn't there?
I thought 3.9, but yeah.
But there was a split that came in, and it looked as if it was going to be incredibly tight, and then Evans got a second back with one split to go, and then, as you say, that moment. But you're quite right. You're quite right. It is. Let's give Ogier massive credit. The pressure was certainly on him after that incident this morning. He lost time through the first three stages, and never write him off. Just never ever write him off.
But that's the mark, Colin, of an elite sports person.
Yes, I agree.
That they can compartmentalise. He put the stage mode on, and everything else disappeared out of his mind.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit my fear, that we knew that Ogier had lost that second with his moment. Then what was Elvin was like 2.9 or something with the penultimate split. You just kind of thought that's not enough. He hadn't got enough in hand. But fair dues, Ogier. It's difficult to kind of put aside what happened this morning. But in terms of what he did on the stage, first stage, huge moment. That would demolish the kind of the ability of most drivers to get on with the job. But next stage, he was back on it. Put all of that to one side. What happened this morning? Put that to one side, and then still come back and win. Well,
and don't forget as well that on the Saturday, so yesterday, he had 3 punctures. He managed to put that aside as well. The true mark, the true sign of a world champion and a 7 times world champion.
I think the one thing that I would say, Colin, is that it's worth. Again, do we talk punctures? Do we talk? I've seen the damaged rims. There's significant damage on these rims.
They are tyre issues. Let's call them tyre issues.
Wheel rims.
Wheel rim issues.
Rim/tyre issues.
Yeah. So Sébastien Ogier, many congratulations to him. He does now lead the standings in the World Rally Championship. We'll go through those for you, and we will go through the result of the rally very shortly as well. Let's talk, though, we've talked about Evans, let's talk a little bit about Thierry Neuville, because he had a great rally. He looked really comfortable on the Friday. His rally was destroyed by a tyre choice, a team tyre choice on the Saturday that was completely wrong. It wasn't just slightly wrong, it was completely wrong. But he fought back from that, and he bounced back Saturday afternoon, and he absolutely kept the pressure on the final day.
He did. He went in 8 seconds behind or something. I've got to be honest, I never really saw Thierry taking that step, making the win. But what we've seen here is his ability to lead rallies and the ability to look comfortable in the car again with a new co-driver, which is really important. You've got to say hats off to Andrea Adamo for giving him seat time on that, Cioccio and Sanremo. Really sensible approach to keep them in the car, keep them busy, keep the co-driver and driver, forcing that relationship to work. We are absolutely seeing the benefit of that. And it was an absolutely superb drive from Thierry, and potentially you'd have to say that tyre choice on Saturday morning cost him his chance here.
I think you're absolutely right. I tell you what we're going to do, folks. We'll go through the top 10 at the end of the rally for you. Should probably have done this at the start of our little summary, but here we go. Let's take a look at the top 10 at the end of Rally what am I saying? Rally Sardinia, Rally Croatia. So here we go, folks. Sébastien Ogier, as we've already said, has won the rally. Elvin Evans, a mere 0.6 of a second behind him at the finish. Thierry Neuville, just 8.1 seconds off the win. Tanak, well, you have to say, a bit of a disappointing weekend for Tanak in 4th place. 1 minute and 25 seconds off the winning time of Ogier. Adrien Fourmaux made a sensational debut in a World Rally car. He finishes 5th. Katsuta-san is 6th for the 3rd event in a row. He's building some consistency in that World Rally car. Gus Greensmith, an encouraging 7th. Craig Breen, a disappointing 8th. Mads Osberg, the first of the R5 cars, in 9th. And Timo Sunonen in 10th place. That is our top 10. David, that's our top 10 at the end of the event. What does that mean for the championship, though? It means that Ogier goes to Portugal leading the championship, which you'll be delighted about. First on the roads, always a challenge.
And, you know, when we came out of Arctic Rally Finland round 2, the one thing, the positive that he found out of that event where he'd scored 1 point, was he wasn't leading the championship going into a whole host of gravel rallies. He came to this tarmac rally and actually he's undone all of that supposed good work, hasn't he? Because now he does go into Portugal, Sardinia, Kenya, you know, a whole bunch of gravel rallies at the top of the table, and by a decent margin as well. You know, it's so, yeah.
He's got a bit of a lead. It's, you know, it's an 8-point lead over Thierry Neuville with Elvin Evans 10 points behind him. Tanak's not out of it. He's about 20 points behind or so.
But, you know, that for me is one of the mysteries of this rally.
Absolute mystery.
What has happened there?
Yeah, what has happened there? He needs to bounce back. Listen, he likes Sardinia. It's not been, we're not going to Sardinia. Why do I think we're going to Sardinia? He does like Sardinia, but where are we going? Portugal.
Portugal.
I think he can go well in Portugal. We know he's...
You know, I'm sorry to jump in there, Col, because yesterday I was going on about how Oyk Tanak, you know, he's driving with his head. He knows he can't really push much harder. That's what he's done today. You know, he hasn't risked anything, has he? You know, he's driven consistently. He's got to the finish. He's bagged some points. Move on to the next one.
Move on to the next one, and we'll see how he performs in Portugal. Not Sardinia.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yes, you say any number of things, David. Any number.
I have to apologise. I might have mentioned that the cars came back to service after the 3rd stage this morning. Turns out it didn't.
No, and I'll apologise for not correcting you.
Yeah.
We both got it wrong, really, didn't we?
It was a test. I was just testing him.
Yeah, and I failed. He failed. There we go. David, let's talk about some notable performances then this weekend. Yeah. We said Oyk Tanak finished 4th. Adrien Fourmaux finished 5th. There's encouragement all around there. There's encouragement clearly for Fourmaux. It is tarmac. It is, you know, he's a Frenchman. He obviously likes tarmac. But I think we can forget that. I think we can say, as a debut in a World Rally car on tarmac, it was unexpected. It was sensational. It was fantastic for him, and fantastic for M Sport with that new engine.
That's the point, you know, for me. There's been so much negativity around M Sport. You know, when they launched the team at the start of the year, oh, Timo Sunonen's not doing all of this. Oh, Gus Greensmith's leading the team. Blah blah blah. Just shut up. You know, get on with it. They have done an amazing job with that car. They've waited with the engine, they've held the engine development, they've delivered an engine now which shows that that car still has the ultimate pace to win rallies. Fourmaux, I've got to be honest, I doubted Fourmaux at times in the last couple of years. Shows what I know, shows what Richard Milner and Malcolm Wilson know far, far more than me and you.
Yeah, I think doubted him is probably, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. I don't know, but I certainly never doubted him, but I wasn't convinced. I wasn't absolutely convinced by the hype. That's not doubting. That's just sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah. No, we spend a lot of time on the fence.
So a really strong weekend then, clearly, for Adrian and for M Sport. Katsuta-san, just as strong as a weekend as Fourmaux had. You know, that's his 3rd event of the year, his 3rd 6th place finish of the year. He won 2 stages on the Saturday. He's looking, for me, super impressive.
This one's different. 6th place here is different from the other 2 6th places. You know, he's built, hasn't he? Because Monty 6 was not ideal, and you know, there were some issues there. He wasn't pleased with that. Finland, there was a good step there, but here, wow, just, you know, really solid performance and some pace, you know.
Some pace.
And as we said yesterday, you know, crucially, showed his pace in the morning when I think he was he first on the road, or he was, no, he wouldn't have been first on the road, he was 4th on the road.
No, he was first on the road yesterday.
Was he? Yeah, so good place on the road. But then in the afternoon he did it. You know, when he
wasn't first, yes he was, can't remember, he was super rallying, can't remember. He
Answers on a postcard.
He had a good road position.
But he still did it in the afternoon, didn't he? When the road was dirty, when everybody expected him to lose a chunk of time, he was still there. So, you know,
really
massive congratulations to Taka-san and to Dan Barrett, you know, super
fantastic job from them. You know, Gus Greensmith, encouraging for Gus Greensmith. Craig Breen, perhaps the surprise. I had him down as an outsider for this event. I thought he could do well. I thought he might at least be pushing for a podium. At times he looked lost.
He absolutely did. Before we go on to Craig, I think we should say a little bit more about Gus. You know, there was some real pace there, some real potential. And again, congratulations to Chris Pat back in the car. Chris Patterson, really good to come back, you know, after a while away. But yeah, Craig, very difficult rally. We've seen Craig like this before, that, you know, he goes into a bit of a slump. He had that puncture early in the event. When you've lost that time, it's very difficult to pick yourself up, and it's a difficult position for him as well, because he doesn't know when he's next in the car, and he knows that he's got to deliver. The worst thing he could have done, Cole, is to put that car off, chasing a result. What he could do is push like hell on the power stage, where there was some reward, some genuine reward for the team.
And he contributed to the team. I think we over-expect of Craig Breen these days, and we underestimate the challenge that he's facing. You know, in fact,
he hasn't been in the car.
Exactly, that's my point. We underestimate the challenge of jumping back into that car and going fast.
First time at rally since 2018.
Yeah, no,
in a World Cup, in a World Championship.
But I think we expected a little more from him. But maybe, you know, we shouldn't expect quite that level of performance every time he gets back in the car. David, I think it's been a wonderful weekend. Congratulations to Mads Osberg. Battled a few problems today to win the R5 WRC2 class. Congratulations to him. And a massive congratulations to the organisers of this event. Do you know what? It's looked sensational. It's provided drama and entertainment and excitement. It's provided a challenge for our drivers, David. And as I say, I think we have to give a huge amount of credit to the organisers.
I think it's redefined the entertainment that a tarmac rally can provide. You know, for years we've gone to Spain and we've seen a procession. For this, you know, I think when we realised that the rain wasn't coming, we kind of feared that, didn't we? That, ooh. But actually, there's so much going on in these stages that it just delivered from stage one.
Well, I'd have to say I'm very much looking forward to hopefully coming back here to Croatia for future rounds of the World Rally Championship. David, thank you very much for all of your wonderful insights this weekend. It's been a joy and a huge amount of fun.
Thank you, Cole.
And thank you all back home for joining us here in Croatia. It's been great fun keeping you up to date with all of the happenings as they have unfolded in front of us here at Rally Croatia. Don't forget, it's a few more weeks until we head to Portugal. DirtFish.com is the place. We will keep you up to date with any news in the intervening weeks. We have our podcast, Spin the Rally Pod. If you haven't subscribed to that, do that. And David and I, George Donaldson and Lisa, will be talking a lot more about this event. Folks, thank you very much for joining us at DirtFish.com for Rally Croatia.